one of the things that are very important in our culture is the transference of stories, oral tradition. And we have what we call Dan Wedabek Sultig, a story that has been passed down for many, many generations in my family. And we share and talk about people in my family who have done great things. And one of the people was called ALGUIMU. And I carry that name today. And ALGUIMU was around when Champlain arrived. And ALGUIMU was here long time before. There are many generations of ALGUIMU chiefs. And so to become chief, you are raised from childhood to speak your language and to share these stories that have been passed down. And it's about the greatness and the good work that has been done by chiefs, Sa'ama, in our culture, who hold on to these stories, because the Dan Wedabek Sultig Adugaan is a story that explains the Mi'kmaq relationship between us people and our land, us people and the giver of life, the Mi'kmaq people and the grandfather son, and the Mi'kmaq people and the earth itself. Because the giver of life created life, the sun put spirit into life, and the earth itself sustained our life. And so we had a culture hero, a leader, Sa'amau, that is put on the earth, and he is given the responsibility to provide a way of life for our people, so that the younger generations will follow this life. And he is guided by the wisdom and knowledge of our grandmothers, who are the knowledge keepers, they are the story keepers, they know where the medicine is, they know the characteristic and behavior of birds, plants and animals and fish, and they teach us how to obtain our food, our medicines, our clothing, our shelter, our tools of survival, and how we travel about, and then how we negotiate our survival with our Mother Earth. And the creation story provides us with how we do that. And the creation story explains ceremonies. Like when we build a fire, it represents the giver of life, grandfather, son, and Mother Earth. And the first one who was created there out of a bolt of lightning. And this is Gluskap, our culture hero. And he has become the figure or the embodiment of what our chiefs' responsibilities are to our people. So he is also gifted with the arrival of his grandmother, who has the knowledge and wisdom to teach him everything he needs to know. But also the young people, the young generations, have a role to play in our culture, in our morality, and in our ethics, because they are the eyes that are watching us, and they are the gifts from our ancestors. They place us, they give them to us to take care of, to raise. And when they are old enough to leave, we have to have given them enough of our culture and morality and ethics so that they will continue to tell the stories and follow the lifestyle that we have lived, because they are watching us, and we have to be mindful of how we live our lives. And so the young people have a very strong role to play, because they form the backbone of our culture and our traditions and our language. And so we have to train them properly to make sure that we give them something that they will take with them. And our mothers, they help the Creator by bringing life into the earth, and they teach the children to take care of each other, to rely on each other, so they will continue to live. And so for me, this Mi'kmaq creation story that was passed on to me by my grandmother, who lived to be 100 years old. She died in 1998, and she was born in 1898. She married my grandfather when she was 13, 14 years old, and she had children with him. My father was born in 1925, and so she lived with my grandfather, who was 40 years her senior, and she imparted all these stories and ceremonies and everything that I need to know to be a hereditary chief and to lead my people and leave a legacy of survival for the younger generations. And this is a great opportunity for me to come in and present to this conference and to be able to share the stories of my grandmother and other elders in the Mi'kmaq community.